Hey guys, got a bonus video this week. I'm out here working on this 870G John Deere. How to change the coupler cylinder for the bucket. It's nice and quiet. There's not really anybody else around, so I was able to film it, take you guys along on how I did it. Hope you enjoy. Please like and subscribe. Tuesday morning's job here is this coupler cylinder on 850. You can see it's leaking right here. So the boss gave me two cylinders. One was recently rebuilt and put on the shelf. The other one he's unsure of. So I'm gonna take this one off here and see what needs to be done, and it's a perfect little job to film, so I'm gonna take you guys along. This job site's pretty muddy. It's been raining most of the night. I checked the weather and most of the rain's done for the day. Here's the front of the machine. I had to track it. It was way over there where the bucket is. I tracked it up here to kind of where this little road is. That way my truck wouldn't get stuck. I already got a bunch of mud on my truck. So take you guys along with this video and show you what happens. First thing I gotta do is I'm gonna get my little Harbor Freight jack under the wedge. That way the wedge doesn't fall, or I can jack it up a little bit and then pull the lines off. All right, so I got the Harbor Freight jack underneath the wedge. It's another thing when you work on heavy equipment like this is you gotta watch out. So if I pull this pin, what's gonna happen? You gotta think about that. If you pull a pin or pull a hydraulic line or a hose or a fitting, what's gonna happen? So if I pull this pin, this wedge is gonna wanna drop. So you gotta support that. The coupler is supported, even though it's like this, it's supported, so it's not gonna fall. I got the hoses off and draped around here with, they have caps on them. I left those fittings there open because I have to move the coupler up and down to get it out, so that'll allow the coupler to move. And then there's a pin right here, and then there's that linch pin down there that should take that out. So let's check this side. I think there's a bolt. Yeah, there's a bolt right there that should take that top pin out. On that side over there, there's a 19mm headed bolt, and it's just causing this pin to spin because this side just has like it's supposed to have a bolt in it, but it looks like somebody welded the plate. So I got these big channel locks here holding that end of the pin, and I'm able to break the bolt loose. It doesn't look like it torques that much. So then hopefully I can get that bolt out and then slide this pin out and get the cylinder out. So this is the old cylinder off of that. It looks like it's starting to leak right here. This was all wet with oil, so the seals in here are probably going bad. This is the newly rebuilt one. So I'm gonna clean the pin bore out, get this pin off because I'm gonna use that pin because it's got a better style setup. Clean the pins up and we'll get this one put in. This one's also got fittings in it already. What's the best way to clean out these pin bores here is with the Snap-on 14.4 brushless 90-degree die grinder. If you saw my last video, it was one of my most used tools, and it's quickly becoming one of my favorite tools. I'm going to do a video just on the Snap-on 14.4 stuff, so stay tuned for that. Well, there it is, all back together. Got the new cylinder in, all the pins lined up, got the hoses on, new O-rings in. It's all back together. Now let's go in the cab and I'll show you how to test them. So we're in the cab here, and this is what the JRB interface looks like. This is an older one. It's got this big gray box here that hangs on one of these bars. The newer ones are like a lot smaller. They're probably like half the size of this, and they're usually like right up here on the, usually they're stuck here to the glass. So the way it works is you basically curl the bucket all the way in over relief, and then you hold this unlock button, and it'll beep, and then you can see the cylinder. So I'm gonna try to do it here. It's probably gonna be loud because the excavator will be running. Now with the engine running, this light is green. So what you do is you curl all the way. See how? Okay, so there you go. So now you curl all the way, and then you hold this button here. Oh, I wasn't touching it. There we go. And then now, yep, see if you can see that retracted. Now watch the wedge out there. Did it go in? Sometimes you got to give it a little bit of pressure. There we go. So looks good. I'm gonna go out there and check it for leaks to make sure it's not leaking. So the engine's still running and it looks dry. This hose right here looks a little wet, but I think that's from when I put the hose on. So let me go clean that and then make sure that that was just residual oil and not a new leak. Well, it's not leaking anymore, so it's just residual spilled oil from when I hooked the hose up. I also rechecked that bolt right there. Where's that? There it is. Recheck that bolt now that I'm in this angle. So everything looks good. I'm gonna clean up the tools and get out of here. This job's complete. Thanks for watching.